When the student is ready, the teacher appears. There's a belief that you must know how to do a thing before you can do a thing. But here's a thought. That job that you're on right now, you didn't know how to do that thing. And I don't know about you, but every job that I have had, I've had to be trained on. And this belief that we must know how to do a thing or be perfect in a thing before we attempt to do it is especially true when it comes to our gifts and our talents. But here's another thought. Michael Jordan wasn't gifted at the game of basketball when he first got started. So why is it that you have adopted the assumption that you must already know how to do something when it comes to your gifts and your purpose or working in your talent? That job that you're on, you had to sell yourself to that company by way of a resume. They didn't know for sure if you knew how to do what you said you know how to do on paper. You had to sell yourself. So it's the same way when it comes to the things that you want to do, when it comes to getting in alignment with your purpose and following up on all your gifts and your talents. You have to sell yourself on you. And the way you're going to do that is by being intentional. Be intentional and have a belief in yourself that even though I don't know the first thing about this thing, I'm quite sure that I can learn just as I have learned everything else that I have done in my life. And I believe if we can take that attitude toward new things that we're doing, new journeys that we want to embark upon, I believe we'll be better off and we will be much further along our path. So before you stop yourself from doing a thing or listening to the naysayers that say, hey, you don't know what you're doing, look at them and say, you are exactly right. I don't know what I'm doing, but you're going to learn today. Well, it's the same thing. Anything that you want to do, anything that's worth having is worth you learning. Stop putting things off. Stop telling yourself what you can't do. My husband always gets on to me about that. Stop telling yourself what you can't do. You know how there's some things that you just feel like it's beyond you. But what I want to say to you is when it comes to your purpose, when it comes to this innate feeling that you have of being a different person, doing something different in your life, don't you second guess it. Don't come to the conclusion that you can't do it because you can do it. You can be taught, you can learn. And just when you get intentional about what you want to do and you get that belief in yourself that you can do it, you'll run across a video that you need to help you along your way. You'll get a recommendation for a book you need to read that will help you along your way so that you can get what you need. There's an old quote that says, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So all you have to do is be intentional. That means you're ready. That means that you are aware that this is something you want to do. It is something that you can do. And when you adopt that mindset, you are well on your way. Now all you have to do is believe, and everything else will show up when it needs to. So I want us to get out of the habit, and I said us because I'm guilty on some things. I want us to get out of the habit of believing that we have to know how to do something before we do a thing, because we don't. We can learn, especially now with YouTube. I can't tell you the number of things that I have learned on this platform, things that I never could have imagined. I have learned from watching YouTube. So there are ways to get around what you don't know. So even if you don't know, you don't have to feel like the battle is lost. Because once you get intentional, and you start to believe in yourself, the battle is halfway won. Get rid of the notion that you have to know how to do something before you can do it, because you just may be counting yourself out. You just may be selling yourself short when you don't give yourself the chance or the opportunity to learn something new. You know, people always um, people are always throwing out, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, I'm not an old dog, and I know I can learn something new. That's the way I look at it. Think of it that Look at it that way. I'm not an old dog. So that does not pertain to me. And I can learn whatever I want to learn. All I need is a willingness, and give me the tools that I need, and I'm well on my way. So that's the attitude that you have to take. I don't care what it is. If it's something you want to learn it and see where it takes you. Sometimes the plan that we have in our mind of where we want to go or where something is going to take us is not necessarily where it's going to lead. But trust and believe it's going to lead you somewhere meaningful. So give it a try. And if you want it bad enough, you'll continue trying, you'll continue learning, and maybe you'll learn a whole new skill, a whole nother skill that you hadn't even thought about learning to do another thing. You just have to be curious. That's another thing. Be curious. Be curious about things and set your intention on what you want. Forget about worrying about what you don't know. Set your intention on what you do want to know and what you do want to learn. And believe in yourself that you can get there. And if you're having problems with believing in yourself, or you've forgotten what it is that you would like to learn how to do, you just have gotten out of touch with yourself, click the link in the description for a free download. It's a reflective journaling guide that will put you on the right path. And as long as you are teachable, as long as you are willing to learn, you can learn how to do anything. Stop holding yourself back because you feel as if you don't know how to do something. All you have to do is be willing, and you can learn. By the way, I'm Tanya. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Until next time, bye for now, and I'll catch you in the next one.